Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Crypto Stu here in the Crypto Stu studio. 589 subscribers. If you're not one of them, please subscribe and hit the bell. And if you are one of them, well, welcome back. Today I'm coming to you guys to answer one of the biggest questions in all of Bitcoin lore. No, it's not the biggest question. That, of course, is who is Satoshi? And no, it's not the second biggest question, which, of course, is when moon? I'm here to answer the third biggest question in all of Bitcoin, which is how much Bitcoin does Max Keiser own? If you don't know who Max Keiser is, I have discussed him in some previous videos. I definitely listed him on my video about which YouTubers to follow. And this is Max Keiser. He is both a lunatic and a genius. I would describe him as both. And he has been recommending Bitcoin since it was at $1. Since Bitcoin was at $1, he has been making regular YouTube videos 3-4 times a week, telling everyone he can get his hands on to buy Bitcoin. So I can only imagine, and one of the reasons I really admire him is because I can only imagine how many millionaires he's created. You know, if anyone listened to him. I mean, especially if it was at $1. If I had seen a Max Keiser video when Bitcoin was at $1, I surely would have bought some. I mean, just because he's so sure. And if you go back to I've gone back to his really old videos before Bitcoin even existed. This guy was basically pitching Bitcoin before there even was a Bitcoin. He was always just going on, CNBC and shows like and places like that, talking about all the money printing and how it's devaluing everything, and he would throw dollars across the table and talk about how worthless they are. And so basically, he had the mindset of a Bitcoiner before there was even Bitcoin, and then when Bitcoin came around, he jumped on the bandwagon and started promoting it. But so, in order to answer, what happened is I was going through some of his old videos and I came across this gem, which I will link to below. And in this video, I believe I have gotten the biggest clue, because people ask Max Keiser, how many Bitcoin do you own? And he doesn't answer that question at all. And he's never been, this is as close as he's ever gotten to answering it. And if you asked him now, he wouldn't even come this close at all. Now that Bitcoin's worth so much money. So this is a very old video. It's from 2013. I happened to come across it, and I got what I think is the biggest clue to how much Bitcoin Max Keiser owns, and I'm going to play that for you right here.
Did I mention how good it feels to be a Bitcoin millionaire?
Yes. And how do you like?
That's right. The whole video he talks about how good it feels to be a Bitcoin millionaire, and he must say it 8 times throughout the video. So what I gained from this is that he had the amount of Bitcoin that at that day's Bitcoin price would equal $1 million. So I learned, and they say it in the video, that Bitcoin was at $46 that day, and then I confirmed that it was indeed. The date on this video is, I know it was yeah, here it is, March 9th, 2013. Bitcoin was $46 a coin. And he says today was the day he became a Bitcoin millionaire. And he also confirmed the $46 coin price. So you do some simple math, and you find that $1 million divided by $46 per Bitcoin means that at that time he owned 21,739 Bitcoin. That's a lot of Bitcoin. Also, because I am such a Max Keiser fan, I know that he has never sold any of his Bitcoin. I believe every word he's saying. I think I have a pretty good read on people like Max Keiser, and I don't think he's lying to anyone. And he says he's never sold any of his Bitcoin, and I believe him. But he has said how he has given away some Bitcoin along the years, and how, especially when he was trying to spread adoption, he would give some away. He said that he tried to pay Stephen Baldwin for some work they did together in Bitcoin, and Baldwin didn't want it. He wanted money, so he paid him in money. But if he had accepted the Bitcoin, that would be worth like $100 million now. And he said he gave some Bitcoin to some other celebrities, but they all lost that Bitcoin, so he stopped giving it away. So I'm prepared to assume that he dilly-dallied with this amount, and he has the 20,000 remaining. But that's all conjecture. What I do know is that on this day, which was March 9th, 2013, Max Keiser owned 21,739 Bitcoin. My guess from there is that he probably owns about 20,000 Bitcoin, which means that when Bitcoin had been at 50,000 a coin, he was no longer a Bitcoin millionaire, he was a Bitcoin billionaire. So good for Max Keiser. And I really do recommend following his Keiser report if you're interested in the macroeconomic things that are affecting Bitcoin's price. Also, he has a podcast called The Orange Pill, which I recommend, but I don't recommend it as much because it's more casual, and that's where you realize how crazy he is. But I think that all genius comes with a bit of madness. So I salute you, Max Keiser. I can only imagine how many millionaires you've created by pitching Bitcoin since it was at $1. And just to give you guys a taste of what Kaiser's like. This remember also watching this video that's from 2013, you would think it was made yesterday. They're talking about all the exact same problems that still exist today. Only today they're worse, but I don't think they imagined they could get worse, but then they did. And there's like a 1 minute clip here that I'm pretty much going to end with, so I'll play this for you and then I'll sign out. But here we go.
Let's break this down a little bit, because what they're saying is that it's great that the house prices go up because that can be used as collateral for a loan to go out and buy stuff. The issuer of the loans that are backing the house that you're using as collateral are issued by banks whom have no collateral. JP Morgan's balance sheet of $93 trillion of derivatives versus its tangible marketable assets is negative 90 trillion dollars. They're $90 trillion negative equity over at JP Morgan. They're the people backing the mortgages that supposedly are getting your house price higher that you should use as collateral to go out and buy stuff that you don't need from China, who stole your jobs. Until the bubble pops. Then they'll say, well, we never saw it coming. The bubble happened. We don't know what's going to happen. Maybe we should pump more money. Well, of course, they're psychotic. They're lunatics. They've taken over the levers of the machine, and they're going out of control. And only Satoshi the Cyberchrist with Bitcoin is going to save us, and he's doing a fantastic job. And did I mention I love being a Bitcoin millionaire? All right, and it's great. And did I mention it's great being a Bitcoin millionaire?
So that's Max Keiser. So yeah, that's my answer to the third biggest question in all of Bitcoin. How much Bitcoin does Max Keiser own? By my calculations, he owns approximately 20,000 Bitcoin. Good for you, Max Keiser. I salute you. Please subscribe and hit the bell if you haven't already. I think I have some pretty interesting stuff on the horizon, and it'd be a shame if you missed it. So until then, this is Crypto Stew, signing off.